I should sing or something, but I've actually left my my microphone on. Sorry, guys. I'll turn the video on in just a minute. I've got to check everything's running, and I've got to then open anything up. I've actually slept in today. I'll be 1 second. Just bear with me. Need to get all the bits and pieces done before we get going. Where are we? Where are we? If I could sing, I'd sing. Just as a bit of light entertainment while we do the countdown. There we are. That should do us, I think. Just double check that that's working. Yep. Up and running. Professionalism at work. Welcome, guys. Welcome. This is ChatTactic, and what I didn't do? I still screwed it up. This is ChatTactic number 13. Not number 12. I knew I did something wrong. Okay, welcome. I normally sort of hide that screen there, but that's okay, I think. Actually, now it's showing. Oh yeah, that's okay. It's got it. It's got it. It's got it. Okay, so welcome. We're going to be well, just looking through the news today, actually, and I've slept in, so I've actually got limited time today. I've only got about 2 hours, so it should be enough. There's not a real lot of news today, I don't think, so we'll have a bit of a look at that one. Hi, Bibicus, and my favourite channel one, and Hitwar and Viren Games Weekly as well. Wait, we jumped forward in time. You have indeed. It's now, well, for me, it's, what's that? Thursday? Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Because I go to the beach. I go to the beach in about 2 hours' time, so I've got about 2 hours. I think I'll start with the essentially what we're going to be giving away today, and I've still got the key for Distant Worlds. So I'll give one more crack at giving that away. Sharky Mouth, the winner from last week, actually, not only did he not need the key, he's actually given me a whole lot of other keys as well. So we've got a lot of keys to give away, but I won't have time today to do anything special with any of them. So I'm just going to do Distant Worlds 2 as the giveaway today. And it's a shame, there was actually another thing that I didn't realise. There was a special for Shadow Empire, and I started playing Shadow Empire on the weekend. And so there was a special at the time, but I wasn't aware that that was on special. It's no longer on special. So yeah, so unfortunately that's not something we can really have a good look at. But I don't really have many plans today, other than there has been a new game that's launched into early access. I do have my hands on it, and I quite like it. It's called Escape the Mad Empire. So I might even start off there as well. With Distant Worlds, I think, look, there's been so much content on my channel about Distant Worlds. I won't go off and sort of show. Actually, what I will have a look at, I will have a quick look at it, because is it going backwards or forwards in terms of what people think about it? Yeah, it's going backwards. Hang on, what? It's the most recent reviews are down to 70%. This is crazy. It doesn't make sense. 71. It's gone backwards. What? That just doesn't make sense. That's not a 70% review. That really doesn't make a lot of sense. It's a lot more than 70%. Anyway, I sort of like it was up over 80% at one point, like a couple of weeks ago. So I think that's what have we got there? We've got 30 reviews, of which 7 of 30 reviews, seven are negative. Yeah, anyway, whatever. So anyway, I've only just woken up, so I'm not going to worry about that one. Right, well, let's go in, and we'll leave that one where that is, because I'm going to show off Escape the Mad Empire. I'm going to run. Actually, I think I've got to start again with it. So I will start again to sort of show how it does work. It's I had like an early access version of it, but the embargo was for essentially 2 hours ago. So I'm actually sort of, I'm glad I can show this one off. So here we go. This one was embargo. It's no longer embargo. It's now going to go up into my miscellaneous games. So I'll throw that up there. So this is Escape the Mad Empire. And yeah, so there's another game. You can see there's a few more games in my, that I've like there's one game that I'll be covering next week, I think. Next week. Yeah, should be about next week, which is Castlecraft. So I'll actually show this one next week, but I'm not allowed to show it this week. So just be aware there is actually another one through there. My public channel is saying with such few votes, it makes sense. With a larger pool of votes, the results are more stable, but with such few votes, they're not statistically meaningful. It's sort of funny though, like it's because the actual game itself is like people are really starting to rave about Distant Worlds 2. Like it has become a very polished game, which is sort of funny. There we go, Guy Bellamy saying get my marble run entry in early. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. So you got to wait until I've actually got it up and running and ready to accept the various entries. Yeah, so it's something I could set up early, is have it ticking along, but then what would then I think happen is no matter what the giveaway would be, we'd end up with a much bigger marble run of people who were here at different times but weren't here for the actual marble run, and so they won't know if they won or not. That's just the way it works. This is where, again, YouTube makes it so much more difficult than Twitch. Like Twitch, you just, it all happens automatically, but not with YouTube. Anyway, let's go and have a look at Escape the Mad Empire. Hopefully this will work. There was something about, I could still go back to what I had.
The ancient texts were right. At last we found them. The crystals were a source of unfound.
I'm not going to worry about this. I'm just going to skip past all of that. So this has only just come out. This is from Paradox Arc. It's a fun game. This is actually a dungeon crawler, procedurally generated dungeon crawler. If I go to campaign, I've still got slot 1 there actually. If I've got slot 1, you've got slot 1 there. So I'm guessing that that's, or maybe I still have what I got. Let's have a look and see. Oh, it is actually no. It's funny because they said it wasn't going to be there. The way it works is you've got this sort of like this high-tech area in the middle through here. It's a pixel art sort of game, and I'll do like proper runs at some point in the future, I think. And so it's still sort of playing through the tutorial part of the game itself. Through here you've got like a control room, and one of the cool things about this is that the control room then has got these different slots in through here where you can actually go in and bring in different rooms essentially, but you've got to unlock them. So the only one I've got unlocked is a soul extractor. So the soul extractor is used to recruit adventurers. The process by which the device summons souls is a bit intricate and delicate. This means that the available souls will be random class and statistics, so you don't know what you're going to get. So that's procedurally generated through there, bringing in your party. And then you can sort of see there that we've got like different unlocks. This random one here, I'm not sure what we need to go and do. It is currently locked. Random replicator can summon items from alternate dimensions. Items can also be sold back into the void for gold. That's weird, isn't it? Yeah, so it's a pretty cool game the way it sort of does work with this procedural generation, with this aspect of it. That one works out well. So this is a soul extractor in through here. With the soul extractor, I can then go through to it. And you can see there I've got like, these are people available through the soul extractor. That's interesting. I've got another group of them, which I won't pick. I'm thinking that this is probably a bit of a bug with the way it sort of does work. But you got the Guardian, Ravager, Battle Priest, Mage, Sorcerer, and then you've got Assassin and Cultists, which require you to find these crystal shards. So these are used to unlock new devices, unlock new classes, unlock new consumables. So if you wanted to get these other classes, it will cost a few of these crystal shards. So you'll find these things just as you go through the game. It's a very simple game. It's sort of, I was thinking, like, the thing I like about it is it's a game that you can pick up very, very easily and just play for a shortish amount of time, except that there was one major issue that I have with the game, and that is I can't call it a coffee break game. I tend to like these sort of games for very, very limited times, as in, if I've got 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I can play part of it. Quasimorph is like that for me. Like Quasimorph, I can play for a very, very short period of time and then just save it and away I go. There's so many games like that, but this game isn't. When you're actually mid-run, you cannot save. So you can only save when you come back to this room, and I don't know why that's the way they've got it. I know that there's purists to do with with what is it, with roguelikes, which is what this is. But it's not. That's not the reason. There's some technical reason for the not being able to save mid-run, which is for me. I hope that they look at that again at some point, because as I said before, this is not a coffee break game. This is a half an hour game. Like, if you've got half an hour, and so I don't know how much of this I'll play, but if I go, like, I've got the turns in through here. It's that one there. This is just all the different controls, how to do things, etc. It's very nicely laid out, like the actual game itself. I don't know what that is. Prepare a party of 2. These are the different things I'm supposed to have done, like the at the moment with what we're doing, and then dimensional gate. Choose a dungeon. Yeah. So this is where is the dimensional gate? There. So this is actually where we have to then send our party. So I've got a party of 2. I've taken the battle priest in with me, and I'm sort of going in as the guardian. So if I just go into this other side, and then we have the run through here. Now, one thing I'm not sure about is just how random this is. So I haven't really sort of tested it too much. But we have 2 different starts in through this other side. It looks like the surroundings may sort of give hints as to what's going on. These are all sort of like, so what do we got? We got the... yeah, so choose the dungeon. I haven't seen this actually. I didn't get beyond this. Looks good though, actually. Dungeon selection. So I'm going to go either that way or that way. Well, there's treasure there. I like this actually. I like this aspect. This has got to be showing. I don't know what that's showing actually. So the dungeon information. It's level 1. What's that one there? Dungeon difficulty 3. So select for the current selected dungeon. So the apocalypse is so we're going to be facing the undead. Special reward, currency and items you receive. Let's just get into it, and so I'll sort of just show it. Let's just go this way so we can scoot off in this direction. So a 7% chance for higher rarity chest or an extra chest in this particular level. So we just go and prepare for the dungeon. And so we then get to choose what we go in with. Now I've got the party inventory down through here. I won't spend too much time with this, but we've got all of this as well. Now I don't know where I can save. Oh, this is the inventory stash. So I'm just going to go and offload all the stuff. I don't know if I can do that quickly, but I'm sort of pretty much okay with what I have through here. Can I just move it across? It just optimizes. It would be cool if there was a way to get this to actually then work properly. I'll keep. No, I won't bother with that one just yet. I do need to keep these different sorts of arrows, because we do actually have in our second slot we've got like a crossbow, so I need to keep those. I'll keep one of those. Get rid of most of this stuff. So this was just in the entry level marble run that not marble run, the entry level Escape the Mad Empire run that I did. I'll just go and keep one of those. Should I scroll which I'm supposed to use as well? Can it cast in the hub? Yep, so we can't do that one. All right, that'll do for that one. Then we'll just go across to this particular unit. Now, with what we have through here, we've got a mace and a small shield, and nothing there for X. If I go into X, I don't know if I can actually then go and grab that one. No, can't use that. That one can go in. The boots can go in. Heavy boots, medium boots. I'll go the heavy boots. And explosion potion. Yeah, we won't worry about that one. Actually, I can use that. How does that compare with the spear or the mace? So if I go and have a look at the at this one through here, I'm not seeing the difference there. Yeah, there we go. So this is common against common. So this is simple, 100% attack speed, 13.5 offense. We do 3 to 9. We do more crushing damage with the hammer. So I'll swap the hammer over. All right, we don't have a helmet, so that will be okay. Yep, so that's competencies. Yep, that's okay. So we're fine with what we have there. All right, so they're now done into the dungeon. And so the dungeon, my understanding is that this is actually procedural. Still here to protect you, but please try to avoid dying. It's painful to watch. So let's just go and use this scroll. I was supposed to actually cast this. Select only one character. Yep, so that was, not sure what that actually did. Casting Meteor, please target a creature. Oh, this is cool. You don't have to actually walk over the things. Well, that was a waste. That was a waste, so I didn't know what the scroll actually did. But anyway, you just sort of wander around. You can sort of grab both characters, have them both sort of wander in around the place. Now this one here is sort of like an entry point. There's nothing else down that way. So rather than having to go and smash all of these things, you just bring your mouse over. So it's nice and fast, the actual way that it sort of runs through. Yeah, so I'll bring the other one up as well. I thought I could bring them both together. Yep, there we go. So we can bring the party together. Now we've now sort of come across an area where there is actually like a unit down through here, just an insect. So it's not going to be a really important one. Now it goes into a tactical pause, which doesn't really matter that much. I can give orders as to where things will actually then end up going. So I can sort of say, okay, look, both of you stand there, and then I can just unpause, and they will then sort of operate. Here comes this one. I can use my attacks. Like at the moment, we've got both of them are using the first, like just their melee attack. So I'm just going to let this thing come in, and they'll just automatically do it. And there may be other things. Throw a large potion, push the enemy into a pit. We're not sort of near a pit. So in this case, we've got like a zombie and a big bone zombie coming back through. Now at the moment, we're fine. And it just automatically. I don't have to be clicking away on what we're doing, but I do select which one we actually then end up attacking. So I'll just attack them individually. And so now with this one here, I'm just going to move this one across. So walk through the blood. If they're both in the same spot, I didn't know that they could do that. There we are. So they sort of just automatically do what they're doing. So I can move them off individually, or I can just keep them all together. Just move this one in as well. Oh, if you press the Shift key, it shows you things you can interact with in the rooms. There are traps as well. When you just see gold again, you just sit over the top of it, and that's all okay. But it's nicely done. Like just the way it sort of is. I don't know why I can't move through there. I don't know. I don't know what that was. And this is a camp area where we can sort of go back and sit down. Now we've got picked up some loot there. This is a camp where we can sort of go and rest our party, which we don't need to do just yet. So let's go to the end here. So I won't play the whole thing. Unfortunately, if I now leave, I've then got to come back and sort of restart it. Now this is actually like a oil barrel. This allows us to interact with the actual environment as well. Like if there's something in here, and again it is random, but if there was something in here that we could actually use, for example, I've got flame arrows. Like if I go and grab this one here, and then press X, I then go into ranged mode with him, and I can then make use of these basic arrows or fire arrows. The fire arrow hitting the oil will then actually cause a big fire, like an explosion of fire. Looks like there's oil maybe at the back through here as well. Anyway, let's just go back and press X again. I don't know what that is there. Yeah, I won't bother going in there. But it's not a bad little game, actually. It's a fun little game, but as I said before, it's much more, for me, something I prefer to be playing as a 5-minute game rather than anything that's that's too big. So this is actually where we have to go. So this is actually like takes us down into the essentially the boss fight for the level. And we need a blue key for this one. You see it's got a blue keyhole there. If I go up to it, looks like we need a blue key. We've got 0 blue keys. We've got 0 silver keys used for chests. So we do need to get hold of those. So here comes the, this is sort of like the tutorial guy. I didn't bring any large potions with me, so I can't actually do that other one. There's a bit more gold. I do like the fact that it doesn't slow you down. The actual game itself is good. And again, if I just press the shift key, I can then sort of see, have I done everything I needed to? There's a doorway there between those two areas. But yeah, that's all working pretty well. Just move across. And I also like what, it shows you what you can see. Like you sort of, you'll notice that there's things will expose themselves as you come through them. So this is actually a bookcase. Let's go and use this one here to go and have a look at the bookcase. Bookcase, a dusty book stands before you. You wonder what kind of secret knowledge. So leave it alone or open it. Intelligence test. Now this one should have better intelligence, I think. Yeah, success 82.3. Success, we got XP from that one. So this is a what's that one through there? We've got 3 different types of barrels that were in there as well. Explosive barrel, a water barrel, and an acid barrel through there. So again, you can combine the attacks. Just go and grab that loot that was in there as well. Okay, so we'll just go and select both of them now. And this one here, we'll just go and have a look. We can pick the lock for 30%. If we can find a silver key, we can get hold of this one. So we'll just keep on having a look for a silver key in the fortress. So this is a mystery fountain, I think. Oddly shaped fountain stands before you. It spills dark ethereal liquid, which seems to pulse. Yeah, so we'll leave it alone or drink from it. Constitution test. Success, whatever that was. I don't know what we gained. Again, I can sort of have a look to see. This is the like just the information that's sort of coming back through. I can have a look at the dialogues and then what's actually happened with the interaction. So yeah, healed for 14. Okay, so that was a healing potion, which we no longer have anymore. Not that we knew what it was. Alright, so looks like we're getting into some sort of dungeon. We're in tactical battle mode. And we've got another insect in through here, so this one will be nice and easy. I'll just go and press space. Yep, that's fine. We're starting to get hungry. Like this is satiation level 35. So we'll be wanting to eat at some point. There's nothing else in there that we need. But it's a very nice looking game. I love that you can just do that sort of basic exploration without needing to go in absolutely everywhere. It's a poison barrel down that side. Nothing on that side. Is that a room? If we just press space shift again, nothing else showing there, but there is a door here. You can pick up the loot. Some sort of catacomb. All right, Great Axe of Respite. This is a of respite. This is a 1 die 12 slashing attack. Just go and throw that in there for now. And we've got ourselves a belt of minor armor. If I press the C key, I bring up the character. For each of them. So I've got the 2 of them that are basically back in through here. And then we've got a gem of constitution. Not sure what we can use that one for. It doesn't go anywhere. So this one can actually use this great axe. What have you got? You've just got a hand axe of yeah, this is much better. Oh, that you can't use the shield. In that case, so maybe go back. The shield has been handy. We can put the belt on. So I'll just get him with the belt. It's a very simple system. This is just the I key, just to get rid of that there if you don't want it. I'm not sure how to get rid of this. I think it just stays there. Let's just go and grab both of those. Bit of gold that I left behind. A tactical battle, where's that? Don't think there's anything to worry about. Another bug. I'll just get through, I'll just see if I can find. And then we've got ourselves a zombie rogue. So again, they just automatically fight. Insect coming through. Okay, we lost a little bit of hit point there. Just pick up that stuff. There's another chest down the bottom there. Let's see if I can sort of set something up where we end. We spotted a trap down the bottom there as well. Okay, we've now found ourselves down here as well. Just a bat, again, fairly minor at this point in time. We'll go and grab all of this, loot all. We'll just open up the inventory. So with the inventory, what did we end up picking up through here? Refreshing spirit, okay, quenches thirst, heal scroll, health kit. I might just get him to eat, just to get his food up. Yeah, eat food, throw a large potion. We don't really have a potion that we can throw at this point. Put out a fire on a character by throwing a drink. Right, clicking the item. Okay, so we haven't got ourselves into that position yet. Just go and grab that one through there. So now if we start to move down, I don't know what sort of trap it is. So I'll just go down with him initially, I think. So what's the trap? To hit. I do have special abilities as well. I haven't really done a good job of showing this off. If I come down, the trap will be, if we look at the character sheet here, that's not going to tell me much about what he's got. Not sure how we get the other information. Press escape, options. Anyway, I won't keep on playing, but it's so that's character sheet stats P. Okay, so P is what I'll just have a quick look at that as well. It's funny we're not seeing the. Yeah, it's just the two of them. I thought we'd sort of see the constitution and things like that. But I'm not actually seeing it there. Anyway, I'll if I quit out of this, unfortunately, I'm still mid-run, and if I go back to the main menu, warning damage saves at the beginning. So if I click on OK, so the dungeon will be different after every reload. So if I go back, all of that's for nothing, and I don't like that about this game. That's the one thing I don't like. But other than that, I think it's a great little game. So. But you know, like in that, I've still got a fair way to go through that particular mission. The devs were saying it was about 20 minutes or thereabouts to finish a level, so it's not as if it's onerous, but it stops it being a coffee break game, because you're not going to invest time in it if you know that you're going to be interrupted or sort of needing to. Yeah, so you can't just park it, unfortunately. So that for me is the one. I find that a big negative. No one else has complained about it. I think no one else has complained about it. Let's have a look and see what sort of reviews it's actually received. But overall, it's a very, very good game. Oops, I've got that one turned on. Escape the Mad Empire. There we are. So this one here, it's literally just released here. There's only 2 reviews. But overall, I quite like it. I like that it's procedural. Really like that a lot. But I do hope that they do make it so that they can save mid-run, even if it means that I don't know, even if they find a way. I think it's so that you can't cheese the game. Like you've got to do the. Although you can, because you're starting again anyway. So yeah, I don't know. Like it's still, if you run into a lot of troubles, you're going to not worry too much about it. Now, with the 2 reviews, has anyone left an actual review? No, not really. No, but it's not onerous at all. It's very, very nicely done. So that's the Escape the Mad Empire. But I thought I'd show it because it's a game that I think I would enjoy playing if I could play it as a coffee break game, which at the moment I really can't. So it's only just come out. What does it sell for? It's 10% off at the moment. So it's about, what's that, about $15 US, $16, somewhere in there. So I'll just read a few more of the comments here. So Martin the Warrior saying, so what is this game? I'm surprised I don't recognise it as basically every other game you play. I at least have some familiarity with. Yeah, it's only just come out literally today. Came out 2 hours ago. Escape the Mad Empire. But I've had an embargoed key for it for a week or so, a week and a half. And so I've been playing it a little bit, but not a hell of a lot. Again, it's one of these games. I love playing these games, and I've literally only got 5 minutes, so I'll just go in and just clear a few rooms. But you can't do that in the game, so that for me is again a problem. But overall, I'm really impressed with the game, except for that one aspect. I don't like keeping on harping on about little things like that because it is a little thing. But I know that in my mind, I'll only play this game if I go down and think, okay, I've got an hour, I'm going to be playing. I want to play that game, and that's very rare for these type of games. To be honest, even Quasimorph, which I love, I won't go down and start playing a game of Quasimorph. I always just go through and actually and play. I only play Quasimorph for my own enjoyment when I've got 5 or 10 minutes, and this is the sort of game that I would also only play, mainly play in that capacity. So. Yeah, log out save slot. There should definitely be something like that, and it's sort of. I find that I hope that they look at that again because it stops it from being as I said before, a coffee break game, and it stops it from being a game that you can think, oh, I'll play that for 5 or 10 minutes. It means you've actually got a plan that you're going to be playing the game, and these sorts of games, I don't think they work well that way. I think they're better if you just can actually play for a very, very short period of time, or you have the option to, but you don't have that option with this game. So, Bibicus is saying that the save aspect is mitigated on Steam Deck since it can be suspended. I'm not sure what you mean. Sorry, Bibicus. Saying the save aspect is mitigated on Steam Deck since it can be suspended. No, I don't know what you mean. That's not making sense. I only just woke up, remember. So I'm groggy. So you got to really dumb it down for me today. Okay, so just make it so that you can toggle. That would let people choose. Yeah, it's good. Little things add up. Yep. Logout save slots. Yes, diamond. For me, that's the reason for me not to play the game. Because I know that on the times that I would be playing it would be if I'm. For example, my wife's shopping or something like that, and I know I've only got 5 or 10 minutes to do something. That's the sort of game that I would like to play, but I won't play that one because it doesn't have that. Anyway, that's I'm harping on about that one. Okay, what do we? I'm just going down through. Okay, so maybe to stop saves coming. Who cares? It's a sort of game that doesn't matter. It really is. It's sort of like a that's where so Wiggly saying might be to stop saves. I don't think it is. I think it's actually more technical than anything else. From what the devs had said, the devs are great. Actually, they're really very, very responsive in what they actually say. So that is something that I really hope that the game does do well for them. And as I said before, if you ask a question, they're sort of right on top of it. In fact, if we have a quick look and see if there examples of people asking questions, because there's demo progress carryover into the main release. There was a demo. Feedback after a few runs. Yes, there's different things where people are sort of giving different feedback. Hotkeys. So no one else is going to mention that save thing, but I just know that will stop me from playing the game. Anyway, that's Not seeing there from anything from the devs, but we only opened up one of them as such. There's already a lot of information in here. I mean, it goes back through the I guess through the demo, and then we've really just got the so these have come through. Like there's only been a few things. Yep. So there's different Polish prices. Complaints about that one, welcome in through there. So Experimentals Games is the developer. Support Steam Workshop, which is that would be cool if it did that one. So replayability, I think replayability is up there for for what it does do. Yep. So we'll easily have 40 hours of gameplay if you want to beat all 5 bosses. So the bosses aren't random. However, the game has 13 classes, hundreds of over-the-top magic items and skills. Yeah, so there definitely are different ways through. This was earlier. Take my money. Game is out. There we are. So so it's literally only just released. But it's and I think it looks good. It sort of plays well. I've enjoyed it. With what I was sort of doing with it. So, yep, it was fine. I'll just go back out. All right. So, yes, we've got that one through there. Now, Major Shifty is saying LMFAO. When Oblivion stream. Oblivion now. Do I even have it? I may not even have it. Oblivion. Oh, Elder Scrolls. Yeah, no, I don't have it. I haven't played that for. I have played one Elder Scrolls a long, long time ago, but I haven't. It's been like a long. And those sorts of games are quite nice, but they're not really random, so I don't tend to sort of play them all that much. Okay, so yep. So Matthew's saying, Daz, have you seen Tempest Rising on Steam? Tempest Rising. Now somebody did mention that the other day. Tempest Rising. Oh yes, I am familiar with this one. Yeah, this is the Command and Conquer remake, isn't it? Really, like the modern remake of sort of like Command and Conquer. It rates very highly, I think. 88%, which is pretty cool. Again, I never liked Command and Conquer. Like I did like it. I liked the idea of it, but I really didn't like the execution of it. Even at the original time, like even though it was sort of like an absolute world beater with what it did do, simply because of the pause system. Like it was not my type of game. It was more too frantic even for me back when I did have reflexes. I just still didn't like it. I've got very much tunnel vision, like when I'm playing games. I tend to just look on what I'm actually focused on and just leave it at that. So it's a classic RTS base builder with fast and fluid, hard-hitting combat. See, that's as soon as I see fast and fluid, that's not for me. That's not my game. And so many games use that as a selling point. I'm thinking, fast, bullet hell, all these sorts of things. It's sort of funny because some of them that have got an active pause are really, really cool, like really good fun. But fast and fluid for me is like, nah, I don't want that. I don't want that sort of game. The unique roster of units, 2 epic single-player games with between mission cutscenes, your skirmish custom games and ranked multiplayer. Yeah, so it's funny because it does look good. I'm sure it plays well, but I'm sure it's not my type of game, unless there's an active pause. So and there won't be because this will be geared for multiplayer, and I'm assuming it will. Single player, online player versus player. That will be the main focus, I would assume, will be what's going on through there. But it's I can respect the game without actually wanting to play it, and I do with that one. Matthew's saying also Steering Abyss might be worth a look. Okay, we'll have a look at that one as well. Steering Abyss. This is old, isn't it? Yeah, this is from Slytherin. I've actually got this game. I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got this one. This was an interesting game. Very positive in through there, 88%. Is an indie tactical squad-based game with strong RPG elements, which you uncover the ancient mysteries of the depth depicted in the classic vein of Lovecraftian horror. It wasn't. I didn't love it. I didn't love it when I played it. Hardly played it at all. In fact, how long did I play it for? I'm actually guessing that I've only played it for less than an hour, which is. So I surely shouldn't talk about it. What's it called? It was, and I've just completely forgotten about it. So stirring. It's my library. Oh no, 3.2 hours. Yeah, I'll just go back to the larger screen version of it, but I can't even remember how to play it. Yeah, it was a bit weird. I didn't love it. Survive madness, scavenge and improvise. Yeah, it was a game that I obviously played it without it leaving any real lasting impression on me. So anyway, that's there as well. Diamond saying, cheers Daz and chat. I woke up to Oblivion Remaster. So I was confused there for a bit. How's it going? It's going well, thank you. Seb Doss is saying, hi Daz, hope you're having a great day, or have a great day. Yes, it's very early for me. I'll be heading off to the beach in an hour and a bit. So we've got a bit of time before we do the marble run. Huge axe, little axe. Daz, I can't use the shield classic. Yes, agreed. That save feature is not for me. No, it's as I said, it's the only negative I can find in that game. And I wasn't looking for negatives. It was just like, what the hell? I can't save. So it looks pretty cool. Says Wiggly. Yeah, it's a pretty cool game. Like the game we're talking about, Escape the Mad Empire. It's I think people will enjoy it. I hope it does well, because I think it deserves to do well. Just make it so you can toggle save mid-run on or off. Let people choose. Yeah, I don't think it's to do with being purist about the it being a roguelike. And I thought it was. I thought, no, here we go again. So many games get sort of diminished because of them trying to emulate roguelike, but this is not the case. I did actually talk to the devs about it, and they the answer back was that essentially for technical reasons it's difficult to do it, so they didn't do it. But it's not off the cards. So hopefully they sort of do relent at some point and add it in. I think it's important for me. I think it's important. Little things add up, says Madish 50. Yes, a logout save slot, like as Tenru suggested, would be a good one, I think. Yeah, and that way, even if you've got the different slots that you've got there, that would sort of work out well. The save aspect is mitigated. Yeah, you ever did that one before? I mean, there we go. So we've got I didn't understand. So Bibikus is then saying, I mean, you can play the game for a short period, suspend the game when you're out of time, and then resume later. Oh, okay. So Steam Deck does actually have that, does it, for that particular game? All right. Well, it's but you've got to then have Steam Deck. Gassner saying, I used to love Command & Conquer, was once ranked in top 100 in the world. There we are. Of course, back then there was probably 1,000 online players. No, Command & Conquer, actually, I'm guessing that it wasn't it wasn't an internet game, was it? It was actually it was before the internet. Or before the internet was really big. Gassner's saying that was back when I actually had reflexes too. Lewis is saying, hello Daz, did you see the new DLC of Last Spell? Last Spell, what's that? Don't even know what Last Spell is. I'll just ditch that. I don't know this game. Defend the last bastion of humanity with your squad of heroes, exterminate fiendish monsters. Yeah, I don't know anything at all about this one. No idea, so I can't really comment on that one. I see these sort of games, to be honest, and I think, I've got Age of Wonders 4, so why I don't have a it's not something I really sort of want to embrace. It's sort of. I think the only game that I think I would in this sort of genre that I would possibly have another look at would be the Spellforce, the Conquest of EO with the random maps. But I haven't spoken with that dev either for a long time actually. So I just haven't like I'm not really. Yeah, I don't know. It's sort of like I'm sure there's other things, but I just have never ever played it. So it's very positive, 93. It's high, isn't it? It does rate highly. Yep, I don't know that one. Don't know it. Anyway, so we'll just move on because otherwise I'll just be talking about something I've got no idea about. Because saying Dark Reign was my favourite classic RTS. It was slower paced than other RTS games at the time. It had a random map generator which really extended its replayability. I do remember that game, actually, vaguely, but I didn't like it. Again, I don't know why I didn't like it. There was something about Dark Reign that I had it in my library of games, and I didn't have a massive library back then, but I never really played that game, and I don't know why. Matthew's saying, "Oh, you've already got it. I only found it yesterday. This will be Stirring Abyss." Yeah, I don't remember playing it. It's a few years old now. Wiggly's saying, "I loved Supreme Commander and its DLC. Subcom 2 was such a letdown." Yeah, Superior Commander. Then there was Stardock released a version of it which was actually fairly good. And again, that's the sort of game I don't really tend to like because of the fast-pacedness of it. It's not something I much prefer. I think that the one that Stardock brought out did have an active pause, but I just never really got into it. Didn't really like it. Hi Dash Breach, what? How are you going? She's saying, I think you'd like Last Spell. It's more tower defense with RPG elements than a 4X. Oh, okay. So is it random? Like, is it procedural? It doesn't look procedural. That's sort of what would probably sort of turn me off it a little bit. But, yeah, I don't know much about it. I'm pretty sure I don't have it. If I go back to... sometimes I get games and load them in. Spell. No, I don't have it. So, yeah, that's not one that I've got. Yeah, so, and again, I'll probably, what I tend to do is open up my emails and see if anyone contact. I'm really bad at getting back to people with my emails. So I'm pretty bad with that. I miss a lot of communication at the moment. Tenra is saying, I don't like the Scourge named roguelike. The moment I read that in a game's description, I 99% move on. Repeating the same thing over and over with often marginal return is just not fun for me. Yeah, it's sort of, I know what you mean. Also, a lot of them are done without themes, so the theme itself is actually usually pretty bad. So that also is a bit of a problem. And I get what you mean, like with that. That's why I don't like ADOM and any of those sort of games. I just find it just gets boring. Like the, in fact, I don't even know if I got it still installed on my system because I just get so bored with it. Caves of Card again. These are big games and do very, very well, but I do get bored with the sameness of them. So I'm sort of pretty much the same with that as well. Yeah, no, I'm not sure. I think I may have even just gotten rid of it off my system because I thought I'll probably never play that again. Might be in here. Yeah, no. I did a bit of a clean out some months ago and sort of left it there. Just go back to here. All right, so... Yep, so Steve Mercy Fishing is saying Supreme Commander was wild. I was never good at playing it multiplayer though. No, it was just too much happening for me. Daz Brightwood is then saying, do you know the game called On the Western Front? It's a World War I game, but mostly logistics and building the front line, setting up the day-to-day business. Yes, I really tried hard to play that game. And because I thought that many of you would like it, and it was one of those games that where I spent actually a fairly long time, I think. How long did I spend on the Western Front? Let's have a look and see. On the Western. And yeah, I played nearly 4 hours of it trying to figure out the best way of showing the game, because it's actually not easy. And it's what it does do is it's you've got like a front line. You've got different maps you can sort of set up the front line with. And if I go and open this one up, I'll just try to sort of show it in through here. So you've got like different groups. You've then got to sort of go and get into the trench systems. You've got different defences you can then put down. You've got different types of units that can then sort of move across. It's so it tries to be fairly historic in a fairly cool way. So all you're doing is looking down on the actual map itself. If I just go to next, there's different zones where you're going to be attacking through to try to sort of break the enemy trenches. So you're building like essentially a trench line with different units in it. The graphics are pretty bad in it. It's like the theatre, it's like the nation that you're going to be then playing. And it's a game, again, I thought that many of you would actually enjoy playing. This is sort of like this is still more of the trench systems that are sort of then being established within the game itself. But I just couldn't find a good way for me to actually be able to explain the game and fairly succinctly, because I didn't want to spend hours and hours and hours just trying to explain how to play the game. So I did invest some time in it, but it's quite complex. Like, you know, with the way it sort of does work, like, you know, it's got aircraft, it's got all sorts of stuff the way it does work, and I think it rates pretty highly from the people who do play it. Yeah, so you sort of got like different sections of the front. You tell them where you're going to be attacking or how you're going to be defending. You need to then sort of have like other artillery and all sorts of different things to sort of try to defend. You've got engineering companies. It's really all just about World War One, sort of like trench warfare. And it's not a historical, you know, this is a battle of X, Y, or Z. This is literally just a section where you're defending a section of trenching. You can see how they've got different groups that you need to rest. So you've got like an order of battle where you need to actually cycle units in and out to rest, and then to still look after the front line. If they become too tired, you know, then they become weaker. You've got gas as well. Like if the wind conditions are right, you can try to sort of you know, drop gas across the front line. There's a lot in this particular game. Very positive. Yeah, 87% for those who do play the game. Came out a long time ago, 2018, but I do remember it fairly recently. I was going to try to do something, still early access, but it's a game that I just found too complex to be able to do like a quickish video on. So it's but there's a lot. If you do like those sorts of games, it is actually a fairly cool game to play. So, but I never. There's a lot of games like that where I start to think about trying to cover them, and then I just I may even start recording. And I probably did start recording on this particular one as well, I would think. But it just never got to it as such. Like I never finished it because it just wasn't. It was I just wasn't making sense of it. Would be the thought process that I think that's the memory I certainly have of this one. Okay, so Guthurv is then sort of saying you mentioned the overlay that you use for desktop. Yeah, so the overlay I'm using is the that's mine. I'll just move that one down. This is Fences, which is by Stardock. So Fences you can get through Steam, or you can just get through the Stardock website. So if I just go back into here. So it's recently come to Fences. By the way, people rate this one pretty poorly, which I don't understand. I mean, see how it's mixed. So 53%. It's like I've used it for years, probably I would say even decades, and some releases aren't as good as other releases, but overall it's a very, very, very good system. And so like, you know, for managing a desktop, and it does allow you to then have multiple desktops as well. Like I can sort of scoot across and go back to a work one. This is my gaming one. I've got a blank one if I'm doing sort of recordings where I need to have like a blank screen. So you've got like different sections. Plus you've then got the ability to scroll up and down. That's Fences. I do highly recommend it if you do need to be managing your desktop. As I said before, I haven't come across anything else that's as good as this particular one through here. Right, so that's fences. So and so Steve Fish is then saying it still has a multiplayer community, but they're too damn good in there. Yes, yeah, I know. It's you tend to sort of then fall behind. It's like playing with grandmaster chess players. I've played with not a grandmaster, but sort of like a level down in chess, and it was very interesting actually. Like I mean, you get smashed, of course, but it's just interesting to see how their brains work. It's very different. That's Bright Schweider is then sort of saying that it's a very strange beast. So we're talking about, of course, on the Western Front. Yeah, the dev got a burst of activity and was able to do some changes based on feedback. It's trundling along and getting better over time. Yeah. Sharky Mouth saying, "Hey Daz, have you looked at the game called Yield: Fall of Rome? I think it's like a fast-paced 4X. Came out a few weeks ago, but completely missed it. Yeah, I've got that as well, and that's another game that I did have in my list to play. Where have I got that? I think it's in here somewhere. I've got Roman Triumph as well. That's another one that I wanted to show. Yield is, it is fast-paced, but where have I put it? Not actually sure where I've actually got Yield. That should be under Medieval, is it? Yeah, there it is. Yield: Fall of Rome. I just haven't got to it yet. So I did mean to. I did cover it a little bit on ChatTactic, but haven't really gone and done much with that one through there. And Rule the Wave 3 remastered coming out soon. We'll have a look at that actually, because that does sound very, very interesting. And thanks Sharky Mouth again. Sharky Mouth actually won the Distant Worlds key last week, but actually didn't need it. So that's why we've got it again this week. But he also then gave me a whole lot of other keys for future giveaways. So I've actually got like a fairly big bank of them. It's just that I have to go to the beach today, so I'm going to have to sort of like time my ending, so I won't be able to sort of give multiple keys away today. But I do appreciate that. So thank you, Sharky Mouth, for those extra keys. Kessler saying, yeah, I've used Fences and Multiplicity from Stardock both for over 10 years, I think. Both great programs, yeah. Certainly better than 53%. So it's certainly better, like they're good in that sort of sense. Now, that's Brightroot saying to Victus, woo, dark mode. I don't know, let's have a look. I don't think so. I don't think it's good. Like we're talking about Rule the Waves 3. Will they have a dark mode? I doubt it. We'll just go back out and what can we find out about this? I did see that there was the update. Expanded battles. When's that one coming? Coming soon. But we're not seeing any dark mode here. I'll just go back to the base game. All right, so it's this one rates very positively as well, at like around the 90%. This is a pretty cool game actually. I do enjoy this one a lot. It's funny, I've discovered another channel, and I forget the channel's name, but it's I do like naval history. Like it's really quite interesting, and I've been watching these incredible videos, but this guy's put out for many years actually. I didn't realize, and he sort of got. But what he does like battles, but from the perspective of each side. And so he shows the fog of war, which is actually really cool. And it reminds me so much of this game, like where you don't really know what's going on. And so he shows that like in not in real time, but he actually shows it from the perspective, for example, in the war in the Pacific. He covers a lot of the carrier battles, and he actually goes through. He only tells you what one side saw and why, and he then presents what their decision making was. And so it was fascinating. I can't think of who it is. I won't go searching for it, but I was really taken by it actually. Like it was, there's Drakenfell is of course the most renowned historian in that sort of space online. But this guy, I really liked the way he presented the battles, and it reminded me so much of Rule the Waves 3. I will try to find it. I'll just go and. It'll most likely be, I'll just go and have a quick look. I've started watching shorts recently. I've seen them before. God, isn't society going backwards? I just can't believe how crap shorts are. Like it's terrible. Like it's actually, I don't know how I don't know how they get their views, and B, I don't know how that's entertainment for the vast majority of the shorts that I get to see anyway. It's like, what the hell? Like it's just not, they're not clever, they're not funny. It's just, I don't know. Anyway, I'm ranting about the YouTube shorts being a scourge on society, which I think they are. They're sort of like it's a mindless. It eats your brain. They're just shockingly bad. So yes, I've watched a few of them over the last few weeks. Okay, I'll go Battle of the Coral Sea. Battle of the Coral Sea. That'll do. And see who we end up getting. Yeah, Montmayor, this guy here. Yeah, I was surprised because I was looking at. This one. I think it was this one that came up in the in my actual thing. It was 6 years ago, 7 million views. I'm thinking, geez, what? That's actually pretty amazing. You know, like it was. And he's got a fair few of them, but what he does do is he really just. I'll just sort of pause it there. He's got some vision of what's going on, just to sort of present things, but most of it is just top down. Showing what was actually going on with different things, but usually it will be only from the perspective of a particular group, and it was really, really well done, and it does remind me of, as I said before, Rule the Waves 3 has got a similar sort of fog of war aspect to it, very, very similar actually, when you do play it. But let's have a look at this big update, the remaster update coming soon. What are we going to get? Are we going to get a dark mode? In celebration of the upcoming War Games Fest, we've decided to announce that the remaster update for All the Ways 3 will be launching on April 28th, so that's in a week's time. Less than a week. This update continues our commitment to refining and enhancing the game with key improvements across both performance and visuals. Okay, so here are the updated highlights. Update the game engine to resolve technical issues with save games and user preferences. New user interface modes, including the long-awaited dark mode. Yeah, there we go, for a more comfortable visual. Oh, that's going to be good. That is good. Okay, so it is there. Improved ship graphics in the ship design screen, making your naval creations more detailed and immersive. Various bug fixes and minor improvements to enhance stability and overall gameplay quality. This update marks a significant step in our ongoing effort to deliver the best possible naval strategy experience. Here's a sneak peek at the updated UI. That's not dark mode. That's not dark mode. What are they doing here? Oh, hang on. That's the old version. New version. Well, it's not dark mode, but it's still better, isn't it? They're having that horrible 1990s grey from the from the user interface. At least they've now got a much cleaner presentation there. They should have shown the same. They should have shown the same map. They really should have shown the same map there. So let's get the same graphic there. This is during war. Like this is actually, yeah. So they've actually got like this is the map, and they're showing ships in service. They should have shown the map here as well, because the map hasn't changed. Like that's still the same, which is fine. There's the dark mode. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, that'll be the way to play it. That will be the way to play it. That is ships in service. So this is actually the similar sort of screen as what we're seeing through here. God, it's a lot easier to read, isn't it? A lot easier to read. I like it. I like it a lot. Mark your calendar. The remaster update drops on April 28th alongside the full changelog. All right, so there's even more sort of coming with that one through there. Yeah, so the last update was back in November. Long time ago. Yeah, that's good. That is good. Okay, so yeah, so that'll be interesting to sort of play that one. Actually, that would be nice to play that one in dark mode. It's sort of it's a hard one to record because the screen is also so small. So I don't think they'll be changing the size, but so I think the text will still stay the size that it actually is. And yeah, but it will be nice to see the dark mode. I hope that they replace all of the graphics they've got in here. I'm surprised at how many actual reviews have been left for the game. To be honest, like that's good. That's good to see that there's like because it means that there's a much bigger listing in through there. So So, okay, where did we get up to? Yeah, so Daz Broachford is saying, yeah, Invictus Woohoo Dark Mode. Yes, it's going to be cool. And Sharky Mouth with a thumbs up as well. Daz Broachford is saying, it shows the Dark Mode on the Steam news post. Yep, there we go. Mad Hat Raven is saying, it appears Galaxy 4 has a new Alien GPT update today. Oh, okay. Let's have a look at that. I love Galaxy 4. Galciv. I like that it also, the Steam knows that people are using Galciv as the word for it. So, again, what was this run rating? 72%, 74%. This runs so much better than that. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand why. And this one's not a difficult one to get into. Like, Distant Worlds is, but this one's not. Yeah, it's sort of funny. I don't know what people are thinking with this. Why it sort of rates poorly. If that's a lot of time here. So I played. Let's have a read of this because I often find the negative reviews are very, very good to actually to gauge whether it sort of relates to you. This guy's 8 hours. Still, that's a reasonable amount of time, but the game feels too slow. I feel like progress for pretty much everything in general should be doubled. Again, that's personal preference. I think the pacing is fine. It's not good for recordings, I've got to say. It takes too long to get into action for a recording, so I tend to try to get started, play a little bit, and then play by myself, and then come back and play another session later on. Slick looking UI, but the idea of sectors is and the idea of sectors is pretty cool. But if you're someone who enjoyed customizing ship loadouts and designing ships for various usage, this game went 10 steps backwards. Really not worth buying the money for a few extra management features that weren't present. Yeah, so I don't think it's a fair amount of time playing, but the game has certainly got a lot more than what he's talking about. This one here, though, this is a lot of time. So I've played various previous iterations of Galactic Civilizations, but this is really no different other than the better graphics, only slightly. The game, yes, how can you play that length of time and not see the difference? Like, yeah, it's funny. This game is more or less the same, but one big difference that I noticed is the abundance of AI use within the game. Yeah, but again, that's been explained, and so I personally don't feel that that's a valid argument. Event descriptions, civilization descriptions, governor traits, message acknowledgements, responses. It all looks and reads like it was generated by AI. It probably was, but what they've done is they've trained their own AI. It's not just like they're using their own assets for the AI. So, and they did explain it when they were bringing that in. That was actually something that they were very conscious of. For example, you can recruit governors to govern planets, and you do from a recruitment page. Every character has traits that describe that character, and some of the traits are things like lost their sense of smell, industrial accident. Does that affect their ability? Yeah, I mean, it's just the way it goes, but that's okay. The same portraits from the recruitment screen, AI art. All the portraits for the different cultures and governors are AI generated. Yeah, they are. But again, from within very, very, very defined parameters. So, and I think one of the things with Galciv is it did embrace AI very, very early. It was one of the first games to really sort of to take hold of it. Like the fact that you can generate an AI empire. I love that about what the game has actually got that. So, and it's sort of funny because I'm a graphic designer by trade, and AI is absolutely crushing graphic design. Like it's actually killing it off. And so I really don't like what AI is doing to different careers and different the way things work. You're seeing it now in video content as well. Like at the moment, it's not polished enough to be a major threat, but you can see it's just on the horizon is a massive, massive change coming for anyone in the creative industries. Already, even like where I work, they use AI a lot just to generate ideas, things like that. Which of course you're going to do it because it's there as a tool. But it's it's one of these things where it's just becoming so strong, and so. I mean, it's it's going to be a fact of life. So we have to sort of work with it. But it's unfortunately it's just one of those things that it's going to be here. And but I do think that Stardock have done it in a responsible way. The game also gets horribly buggy, laggy, and isn't optimized as you get closer to the in-game content. This is very noticeable on a small map. I don't see that. So at the end of the day, it feels like someone got their hands on Galactic Civilizations 3 core software, updated it slightly. Yeah, again, that's interesting take. I don't resonate with that at all. Like I think was it last week we went through the history of essentially the development of Gal Civ, because Derek Paxton, who has now gone on to Endless Legend 2 fame, as he was the designer, the main designer of Gal Civ 4, but it was quite bland, and so it's now not. It's actually a very, very, very good game. So I'm really surprised at that. At someone has spent that length of time. And I'm surprised that they spent that length of time, and then the comments don't resonate with me even slightly. So, yeah, just being open about that one. Wow, 235 hours on record. So I really want to like this game. It was really fun to start a new game and play for a few hours. However, once you finally get getting a solid foundation on your empire, it's just not really fun anymore. So when I've saved and boot it back up again a couple of days later, I always want to start a new one, because the prospect of spending hours upon hours finishing a game whose trajectory is already decided just isn't appealing. That's something again that I can see that. I can understand the frustration with that. I'm the same. I actually tend to like starting games I don't like finishing games. I play until I've had my my enjoyment from them, but I don't see that as a negative. It is something, again, I know that Stardock is looking at the pacing and trying to figure out, how you there's some games that sort of came in where they would try to stop snowballing, and but I'm pretty sure that their policy is to encourage it. So once somebody starts to snowball and get their win, you accelerate that process so the game can be decided very, very quickly. And I'm pretty sure that was the thought process that they had, was to not try to hinder it, but to actually accelerate it, just so that the game would then finish early. But this is saying the opposite, which is sort of funny, because again, I don't tend to play these sort of games all that deeply. I play it for a fair while, but not to the end game. I guess it's it's like a game of Risk or Monopoly, fun to start, boring, and even a slog to finish. That's a very good analogy, actually. Risk and Monopoly are both boring as hell once you get past the first in Monopoly, the first loop of the game board, or the second one maybe is okay, but after that it's just a pain in the ass. So this one here again, 35 hours. These are all positives. Yeah, I'm surprised at the negatives, actually. It's very strange. Very strange things, because I find the game to be very, very, very good. And the fact that they've been really focusing very heavily on the user experience, in recent times. I'm surprised at how poorly that is actually being received. Yeah, that really does surprise me. Again, I'm blown away by the poor reception that Distant Worlds has gotten since its launch. But I can understand that, because people don't I think new players don't really understand how to approach that game, and that for me is the key with Distant Worlds. But Gal Civ is an easy game to pick up. It's not actually, there's not the learning curve for Gal Civ, and particularly the way they've actually structured the user interface. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. So that's a game that I'm actually looking forward to getting back to playing Gal Civ. It is one of those games that's sort of right up there, in my opinion. So this one here, regular update. I'm just going to go and grab myself a drink of water. Be right back. Well, I'll have to make this cup last. I've got, actually I've only got an hour anyway, so that should be okay. Down to my last cup of water. I normally bring 3 litres down with me, but I'd only had 1 litre left for this morning. So anyway, so experience enhanced custom civilization creation and key fixes in the latest update. So Enhances the UI's capability to generate custom civilizations with improved quality. The update also improves several gameplay bugs related to technology, leader recruitment, and civilization traits, leading to a more stable gaming experience. Quality of life improvements, including user interface tweaks and clearer text, further streamlined gameplay. Additionally, we've made an update to the Taziana DLC and Megastructures expansion. So, of course, these are AI generated. So you sort of what's different in here? This is Alien GPT. That's good. If they actually can make the species randomized, wow! If they can make a random species, Alisaran. This also a soft beauty. The Alisarans are known for their ability to deftly navigate social interactions and their prowess in diplomacy. So you choose your species, you don't generate them. So that's the description. A race of celestial beings who want to enlighten the whole galaxy through any means necessary. Yes, avian progressivism, radiant order. Okay, this is sort of what it's done through here. So it's always done this, but is it now doing this? Is it doing that? Because if it's doing that, that's major. That's massive. Yeah, all new. Here we go. Key features: all new Alien GPT-2. We've developed a new and improved version that is smarter and generates higher quality custom civilizations. Doesn't tell you exactly what it is, though. It's the species that is actually the thing that we need to have done with this, and so I might even open it up to see if that's actually what it's doing. Gameplay bug fixes. We fixed the game. Yeah, that's okay. Quality of life. So there's nothing major. We'll have a quick look at this one here. Gameplay. Leaders text. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's actually doing much in there. So it doesn't look like we've still got the same. Although that does look like a random one, doesn't it? Yeah, I think if we, is this going to do it? Is this going to do it? Generate high quality custom civilizations. So that should, let's have a look at it and just see, because this is actually one of the major features of the game. But one of the big problems with the game, so I haven't said that they're actually directly addressing it, which is the, we'll get it started. It's downloading the new content. Hopefully it won't take forever to do this. But it's looking like it is, isn't it? Oh no, here we go. There's a blue line. We can just see the start of the blue line right there. So it's hopefully it'll go fairly fast when it does get started. I'll just have a quick look at Steam and just see if that's going to open up. Updating. No, it's gigabytes. Yeah, it's going to take way too long. All right, so this is a fairly big update in that case. So I will pause that because we're not going to get a chance to sort of have a bit of a look at it. Actually, Yield Fall of Rome. That one has that one's unscheduled, so that one has blocked for some reason. Just see if I can squeeze that one in. But I will actually pause this, I think. Yeah, that's this. This is going to be. It's 8%. Maybe I'll just let it go while we talk about other things, and then we'll see if we can come back to it. So rather than just waiting for it, but yeah, I'll throw that one into the mix, and we'll come back to it towards the end of the session if we've got time. So back to the list there. So yeah, I'm surprised again at the scores because it's an awesome game. Like, it really is an incredible game. I know I started a game recently, but didn't really sort of didn't get all that far into it. But you know, it's again. I think I'll once I've sort of finished this run of like Worldly Wednesdays with you know, playing as Distant Worlds, and I'm still really involved in that Distant Worlds run that I'm doing. I'm absolutely loving it. But then I did plan on coming and playing Galactic Civilizations again after that. In that space, so 72, 74. It's funny numbers. Funny numbers. Same with Distant Worlds. But as I said before, this is so much easier to play than Distant Worlds. Okay, let's have a quick look and see. Sci-Fi Snob saying, sorry I'm late. That's not a problem. So Derner is saying you have to be more talented than the robots. Carriage drivers don't get to stop people driving cars. I didn't get to stop people driving cars. Yeah, it's sort of it's funny with AI because it's like I saw the writing on the wall like a fairly long time ago. Like I sort of thought, this is going to be, and I've sort of, like in my career, it's been interesting. I've seen so many aspects of graphic design fall by the wayside. As far as I know, from everyone that went through uni with me doing graphic design, I think I'm the only one still working in the industry. I think I may be wrong about that, but that's sort of my understanding is that, and for quite some time, like it's sort of been an area where I've been because I like technology, I like keeping up to date with things, but it's sort of all the innovations that come, and there's been so many. Just in my career, and even on the periphery, I know that when I first started in graphic design, I ended up coming across like the way that printing was done has completely been revolutionised with digital printing. And that sort of there was whole swathes of that industry that were sort of that were cut out as soon as digital printing sort of came in. So it happens all over the place. Photography, went from being a darkroom. Skill to a Photoshop skill, sort of. It's really, really quite interesting, and so many of the, so it touches all areas pretty much of society, and in one sense, you've got to embrace the what is happening. But with AI, it's the first time that I've actually felt the acceleration is going to be beyond what you can learn. Like it's going to roll over the top of you, essentially. Whereas the other changes, you could see them coming if you were looking for them, and you could then make changes to your career to actually mitigate them. And I've done that all the way through. Like as in, there's been so many technologies that have come through, and I've always embraced them. But with AI, it was like, oh my God, here we go. And I think it's and it's one of those things. That's why I decided I needed to go and work for a larger organisation, because a larger organisation is a bit more immune to the vagaries of using AI. Like when you're because I've been sort of essentially just a freelancer for decades actually, and what I think what will happen is that the freelancers, like the one-off type things, will then be done by AI, because that would be more the nature of that sort of client, whereas the larger places where they've got in-house people will tend to still use AI, but they'll use it within the conjunction of what the assets are that they've got for consistency. And so that's what I'm embracing. That's my strategy to move through the AI invasion in my field of expertise. Which is interesting, and so with what Gal Civ did with the AI, as I said before, I thought, I know that there's probably well and truly over a year ago when they first brought in the Alien GPT. It was actually something that was interesting, like the approach that they were taking, and of course, Battle Mode's voice is the voice of the AI. So they've trained because Battle Mode works with Stardog. And so Battle Mode is the if you have the voice turned on, it's actually they've trained the AI to use Battle Mode's voice, which is pretty cool. So it's sort of funny. I have to play the game with the voice turned off, because I speak to Battle Mode fairly regularly, and it's sort of, I find it like when he speaks to me through the game, it's sort of like, shit, have I got Discord left on, So it's sort of funny, but it's cool what they've done. Anyway, let's keep on going. So G Jenner is saying, I want to give away my wife. This is not the channel or the. I've got no way to do that. Sorry. So Derner is saying the Return of the King series had your rivals form coalitions against you around mid game. Return of the King. Which one's that? I'm maybe getting. I'll just do ROTK. Is it going to come up? No. Return of the King. Come on, where's... I would have thought that would have come up. This is not what I'm thinking it is. No. This is not... What's Return of the King? Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Okay, sorry, I'm thinking... Okay, so... Three Kingdoms Remastered. Now, do I have this one? I'm trying to think if I've got this one now. I think I did actually get it, but I haven't actually... This is only mixed as well. I think when I started to play it, I wasn't that impressed with it. Yeah, I did actually get this one. I do have it installed actually, but I never actually but I never really played it. I don't think. If I just minimise it, might be down in here somewhere. It's not there. I had a couple of games which I thought were going to be interesting. I'll just see if I've got it in this. Oh, no, I don't actually have it. I thought I did. Yeah, okay, no, I don't have it. That's all right. It's funny. I thought I had that one. That's okay. We'll leave that one alone. So where do we get to? Okay, so G-Generous saying, when is the next Shadow Empire stream? As soon as I can squeeze it in now. So tomorrow will be will sort of be appropriate with Worldly Wednesday. So like I could certainly put Shadow Empire in there, but it's most likely going to be the weekend. Will be where I do that one, and I do want to play that one fairly regularly, so I'm just trying to give a little bit of time between the videos. I could certainly do it if I had time now. I would do it maybe Thursday. I may be able to sort of get something done because that's a holiday for us here. Like that's my Friday, that's Anzac Day for us, but I may not have time. I'll have to sort of see how things go with that one. Tenor is saying, I find the planetary management design of Galaxy kind of bad. I love it in Emperor of the Fading Suns. Emperor of the Fading Suns, so sucks in the quality of life micromanagement department the longer you play. But yeah, because how old the game is. Yes, I agree with that one. Actually, the devs of Stellar Monarch actually contacted me during the week as well, and I've interested in actually having a look at this one. I might just fire it up and show you this game, which is sort of like it's like a portion of the high management of the Empire type thing of Emperor of the Fading Suns, but without the actual micromanagement of the planets themselves. And I've played it a little bit this week. So the first expansion is in development. Now I'm not sure when Old Dynasties comes in. I know that that's very, very soon. It's not on my list actually. I've got a list on the other screen of embargoes and important dates that I've actually got. And I was wanting to show this one when we actually had the next version of it. But if I go to new game, and I'll just do a quick start here. So you sort of start off, and this one it looks overwhelming with what you end up having. You only play on this sort of galaxy type map anyway. You don't actually go. There's no big sort of screens that you end up going into. So all the management is done from here. And as I said, I haven't really played much of it, but I think that people who do like Emperor of the Fading Suns may sort of like this game as well. And so when I go in, it then just gives you information about like who the Emperor is, which is you essentially, the governors back and through this other side. You've got other rival houses that you then need to sort of go and deal with. You've got aliens as well. There's unknowns. You've got sort of like scout ships, which will just go off and do their own thing. There's a lot to like about it. So they've got like different sorts of buildings and through this other side. So it's sort of one of these games where you can pretty much just leave the game to itself. Like if I go to So a Kato, for example, is will have its own set. Like this has actually got some fertility, so it gets some food. What else has it got? It's got Caperium, which is a rare resource. So you end up with sort of like different aspects. I won't play it for too long at all, but it does actually have the, like if we go across, what's F2? That's the Great Houses. F1 is the audience. This is your courtiers. So you've got like the court and how they sort of interact with you. So it's sort of got like a, and this is really where most of what you're doing is actually managing your ministers and your advisors and the courtiers. Ministries back in through here, who's in charge, what they're doing. So the different ministers. So you're often swapping these out. So a lot of it's just high level management, which I know for some of you that will be enjoyable. For others of you it won't be. Summary back in through there as well. Again, summary of governors, their competence, etc. So you've sort of got, like, it's fairly well presented the way it sort of does work. So it's a bit of a spreadsheet game, the way it's sort of done. The graphics aren't great, but it's certainly functional. The Great Council back in through here. This is, I think, where you sort of then vote for different things, I believe. So you've got similar sorts of voting. To request the Great Council gather now, so it's going to cost you to go and do that one. So that's where the Council of Houses comes in. F2 is, noble houses, we've done that one. Finances. So again, you've got sort of like fairly basic ways of doing everything. The pacing of the game is fairly fast, I've got to say, like from the small amount that I have actually played. This is your research, so you need to sort of then just go in and start to queue up different researches, etc. Get different bonuses from the different research that you end up having. So it's unlike Emperor of the Fading Suns, you're not actually fighting on these massive maps, but that's where the micromanagement then becomes too much. So Emperor of the Fading Suns really becomes a micromanagement hell the longer you play it, but it's a very, very interesting game with its lore. This one sort of embraces similar sorts of lore to a degree, not to the same depth as Emperor of the Fading Suns, but it's sort of it's much faster to sort of then just to rattle through what you've got, etc., etc. So it's quite nicely done. But I do mean to actually try to show this at some point as to how the game works. Again, it's quite simplistic the way that you sort of then manage the game. Which there's the different aliens. You've got different types of aliens. Some of them are sentient, which you can then trade with. Other ones are just Xenos, where the hive, the slugs, etc. These are the Acnians. These are different factions that you're just constantly at war with. So it's got almost like a what's that movie? That was also the book. Starship Troopers. It's got a Starship Trooper sort of feel about it. This aspect. Crew for ships back in through there as well, and then the actual. You do have like nuclear bombs, so you can actually bomb planets, but you have limited use of them. So you can't do too much, and then it makes the planets severely sort of hinders what you can then go and do with the planets. You've then got your fleets back and through here, controlled by different people. What's interesting here is that you actually assign them sectors. So in space, like on your empire, where they're going to be operating. So you're not moving fleets around. You're just saying this is your sector to manage that sector. You need to inspect the people, etc. So it's interesting the way it sort of does work. You can then sort of bolster the various fleets themselves. So it's really as if you're actually playing a game from the management area. This is peace. We're at war with the Xenos back and through this other side, back that way. Tasks and goals. So you win the game by basically getting all of these things established. So that's how you sort of win, which again means that you can sort of decide you're going to, if I get, say, 8 of them, I'll call that a win or whatever it might be. So you can sort of play for a limited amount of time. But the turns, go very, very quickly. But I will show this one as well at some point, but I'm not sure when. So we'll just go and quit the game. All right. So that was that one there. Okay, so Stellar Monarch is great, but it's kind of easy once you figure it out, says Derny. Yes, that's what I ended up finding that I was interested in it, and then I found that I was just clicking next turn, next turn, next turn, next turn all the time, and so I was no longer immersed in the game, and that was actually an interesting aspect for me, because I sort of felt that I was, when I first started playing it, I was looking at the numbers a fair bit, and I was actually trying to, and it was giving me it was painting a picture of the Empire for me, which was very, very interesting. But then as soon as I got that under my belt, I then was just next turning the whole time, and really just making very, very quick decisions. And I didn't feel that was the best way to play the game. That's sort of why at some point I do want to come back to it. Yep. So Donor is saying Return of the sorry, not Return of the King. Remains of the Three Kingdoms. 11 is probably more up your alley. Okay, I'll have to have a look. But so we're saying, be right back. Please enter me in the marble run if I'm kept out. I own Distant Worlds 2 already. I just wanted the glory of my inevitable victory. There we go. No problem at all, if I remember. Still a Monarch is great, but it's kind of easy when you figure it out. Yeah, we did that one. Spent 140 hours in the last 3 or 4 weeks playing AI War 2 for anyone searching inspiration and willing for lost time. Yeah, that's actually an interesting game. That one scales up depending on your actions as well, which is interesting. So an interesting take. Let's go over that one. I'm here on the wrong day. I'm normally here yesterday, but I was streaming a game on Slytherin. So if I do, let's have a look at the remains of the Three Kingdoms. 11. This one here, eh? Yeah, this one's very positive. 92%. Yeah, I'm not sure if English language is not supported. Okay, well that's not going to be any good, is it? Power up kit. Maybe that's the problem. All right, so yeah, that's not going to do me any good. I'll just have a look and see if we can find one with got English. Looks too old. Yeah, it keeps on going backwards in time. Let's go into this one here. Jeez. 21. So that's actually just an update. God, it doesn't rate very well, guys. So I'd pass that up just based on how shitty the reviews are overall. But that is not good. Anyway, let's not worry about that one. So yeah, that would be a not even waste my time, to be honest, when I'm seeing those sorts of things. So yeah, I wouldn't even look at that one. Well, I don't think we're going to get Gal Civ working. There was another game I did want to show off, actually. I want to show it off in my actual channel. I stream it an awful lot for Slytherin, and it's the Terminator Dark Fate Defiance. Let's have a look at that one. Dark Fate Defiance, and through here. It does have this one, like we want to keep an eye on this one because it's got a lot of, like you can see it's very positive, 81%, 84% back and through there. That's fair, I think, for this one, for the rating. There is actually going to be a new update coming fairly soon. Yeah, April 15th. When was that? That was a week ago. Spring update for Skirmish and multiplayer is out now in case you missed it. But there is actually the upcoming updates which will be coming through. When is that one coming? There's actually a new one coming fairly soon as well. So I won't show it until we've actually got the. Then actually it'll probably be months away before it actually does come. To be honest, the one that I'm actually really looking forward to, which is to then sort of change the game into a where you can sort of play much more randomly, which like in an open world, and that I think will be really, really cool. So I can't wait for that one through there. But that's a very, very good game. If you're sort of looking for that style of game, it's certainly it's pausable. It's not easy as well. So Sci-Fi Snob is saying, why is Dark Fate so popular? It's yeah, it's a funny thing, isn't it? Really, like it's sort of it came out around the time when the movie came out, and the movie was not well received. So it's sort of funny that the game has been. So the game itself has been out for about a year, and the game just plays really, really well. It's. I mean, I can show you if you like. I mean, I've got a bit of time, so I've got about 20 minutes or so to sort of show things off, I guess. I'll just have a quick look and see if there's any other news items, because I think I'll actually wait until to do a series on this game. I'll probably wait until we've actually got the open world coming through. But the actual game itself, I was actually not thinking it was going to be all that good when it first released, and not because of the game itself. Well, actually, yeah, it was because of the game. When I started playing it, I didn't like the way that the game. You can't zoom in very close, so you are sort of playing at a fairly far distance. So it does feel a bit more. It does feel sort of a bit like what is it? What's the game? The one we were just talking about before, like not Supreme Commander, but the I can't think what it was. You're not building up bases. You're just managing units. But it is a real time game. But it is fully pausable, which is fantastic. So you can sort of you can really pause a lot to sort of figure out what's going on. So as things sort of do come in, but there are sort of skirmishes. Maybe I will fire it up. I will fire it up because where have I got that? That's under modern. There it is. There. It does take a little bit of time. Oh no, it's downloading more content as well. Not having much luck with this. What's this update going to be? Oh, only 20 seconds. Okay, that's all right. We can deal with that. We can deal with that. Actually, even Gal Civ is 68% complete, so it's on the way. But we'll just have a quick look at this one here. So there's been another update. But to be honest, this was not the sort of game that I thought Slytherin would actually be developing, but it is, and also Broken Arrow as well. It's got like an extension. I should mention that if you've got the if you've had a look at Broken Arrow. In fact, we'll just open it up. This one will start to open up anyway. Broken Arrow is very close now. And there is actually, so this is coming out in June. So we've got a couple of months away. Now, I think I'm going to get a special key for that very, very soon. There's going to be sort of information coming in the next week or so about the actual game itself. And so this one here is, there is actually, I think you can actually play, is it demo? Oh no, it's a closed demo that I've got. I can play it for a few more days, but then I'm pretty sure I'm going to be getting an early key as well on the actual game itself. Now I've only played it a very, very short amount of time, like the prior version, maybe a year ago, and I had mechanical problems with my computer with it. So, but I am looking forward to playing it. It's a very, very, very detailed war game. The way it sort of does work, it's one of those things where I think I'd still prefer Armor Brigade 2 over this one, but I'm not sure. And so I do want to sort of give that. I'm looking forward to giving this one a bit of a go to see what it's actually like. It's the scope of this thing is really, really big. I think it's been delayed a little bit. I just sort of get the polish levels up and you get everything sort of working. So I'm looking forward to seeing sort of how Broken Arrow then goes as well. Yes, that one's coming, but so in June. Yeah, and the Field of Glory Kingdoms DLC coming out next month. Yes, I haven't received. Actually, I have. Hang on, where's my? I do have. Yeah, okay. I've in my list. I do actually have the DLC, which means I can't open it anymore. And it's impressive the way it sort of works. It's a bit different the way the DLC for Field of Glory Kingdoms works. But I've got an embargo for quite a long period of time. Until the 16th of May is when my embargo lifts for showing that one. So that's a little way off. If we go and have a look at that one. But that's I have been playing that one a little bit. Field of Glory Kingdoms. So again, like it's only 210 reviews at 80%. This is a great game. Yeah, so the day it releases is when I'm allowed to sort of show it, but it's not really something that is going to be something that I can't really sort of show it before then. So I've got the 16th of May. This is saying the 15th of May, but that's essentially going to be the 16th of May. So when it releases is when I can then go and show it. And so I'm looking forward to doing that one. So I'm sort of just trying to get used to it a little bit. If I go to the DLCs, yeah, so on the 16th of May is when I can actually then go and actually show it. Oh, there I am. So I've been, I haven't recorded anything for this particular one, but there's a lot to like about what they can be bringing through with this update. Yeah, it's sort of funny because the old maps won't actually embrace the mechanics of this one, I don't think, anyway. So that's sort of what one thing I have noticed is there's a whole lot of new maps coming, including the Grand Campaign, where the aspect of this one, so it doesn't just hook into the current Grand Campaign map. The Grand Campaign map has been completely rethought with the process of adding in the different factions. There's many more playable factions throughout Europe now as well, which is really quite interesting. So yeah, looking forward to that one. It looks very, very good. I would almost say if I was being, if I was talking about it, Rajas and tribes. The Rajas aspect is minimal. As in, it's not. I actually assumed that was the major focus of this DLC, but it's much broader than that. So, and I was a bit concerned because I prefer to play sort of in European type areas, just simply because that's where my history's from, and so I tend to like. The idea of playing in particularly Western Europe, but I do like. I've got a Eurocentric focus, I guess, in terms of history and things like that as well. And so it's sort of, for me, the Rajas aspect was not really all that interesting, but the tribes was, because that then opened up. For example, Prussia, and there's a whole lot of other tribes in that era that were not kingdoms really at that stage, and so they were. And so in this case, so things do open up a lot with this particular DLC, much more than I thought, which is actually fairly cool. Yes, if I was saying, because Daz is in Australia and they live one day in the future. That's why for me it's the 16th of May, not the 15th, even though it's saying the 15th for. If they write it down, they'll then talk about it. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to this one coming out. It's sort of going through the different ways of playing, two entirely new scenarios designed to test strategic and tactical prowess. So the Alexander Nevsky, the Rus must be defended against the imposing Teutonic Knights and Swedish invaders, with the role of the legacy hero Alexander Nevsky taking centre stage, and the Guelphs and Ghibellines. The vicious political and military strife tearing through Italy is explored as rival factions along the might of the Holy Roman Empire. And so these are interesting because these are actually later in the time frame as well, these different scenarios. And they look very, very good. So again, nothing to do with the Rajas aspect of it. So it's sort of they've certainly fleshed the map out a lot bigger than what it was. So there's a massive portion of it, which I guess is why they've called it that. But it also encompasses most of this, Saharan Africa. So you've got all sorts of different African areas as well that now open right up. Yeah, it's pretty cool what's going to come with this particular DLC. So keep an eye open for that one. As it gets closer, we'll definitely be doing things about that. So yeah, that will be covered at some other point. So anyway, but the Broken Arrow in the meantime will be. I should be able to hopefully show that one a little bit as well on what's going on. Hi Battle Mode, how are you going? We're just talking about you being the AI voice of Galactic Civilizations. So we were just mentioning, we were sort of looking at the negative reviews of Gal Civ, which they don't resonate with me. And I know that you can't really talk much about Gal Civ because you've got the actual, you've got a connection there as such, where it's sort of so it's not something that would be unfair to ask you to give a perspective. So I won't do that one. But I find it very surprising. We had a bit of a look at the reviews, recent reviews for the game, and it just it doesn't resonate. They just don't resonate. Joe was saying, too many games in my pipeline, cannot play anymore, despite I'd love to. What else have I played this week? Let's have a quick look before I do the marble run. I'm going to have to get the marble run started fairly soon. Yeah, so Galciv is just paused at this stage. Yield is there. Actually, is it? Did it start up? The Terminator is actually now loaded in. I might just try loading up Terminator again. Just bear with me. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so it's actually trying to load anyway. So if we have a look at Terminator, Terminator is a very, very good game. And it's just going to get better and better over time. It's a bit like Battle Sector. Battle Sector is also a game that's gotten better and better and better over time. You know, from a game that was good, but not great, to a game that really is now starting to really become a great, great game. Yeah, so Battle Mode saying I can talk about it. It's just people that have to understand. I work for Stardock, so I'm biased. Yes, yeah, but that's you know, we don't put biased content in here. No, it is something. So Wiggly's saying, is Battle Mode a YouTuber? Yes, but we play a lot of very similar games, and so we cover the same games a lot. And in fact, I'd probably say that of all the other YouTubers, Battle Mode would be the main one that I do actually talk to on a fairly regular basis. So we've sort of we often ask each other about what we think of different games. We often disagree about the specifics of little things in games, but we actually tend to agree very much on whether a game is good or not. Just in what we sort of have been finding, but it's the finer points that we have very, very violent disagreement about. So yeah, Battle Mode has got his own channel, so I do recommend that you have a look at that one. Battle Mode covers a lot of Shadow Empire as well, so have a look at that. And we're also doing the Meta Abuse podcast as well, which we've sort of been doing different bits and pieces on that one as well. So it's a newish channel that a few of us, including Lucid Tactics as well, has sort of been involved in. And with that, so we tend to talk about different games and things as they come up. That's where I had to defend Age of Wonders 4 against Battle Mode and Lucid because they didn't like it back then. I hope that they like it now. Sci-Fi Snob is saying, hang on, sorry, I'll just go through the comments here. Sorry, this is going to annoy me looking at the screen here. So where do we get to? Yep. So Thor is saying win. We're not ready for that one just yet. Seeking Meta saying with you, Daz. So what game are they playing? Who's that? Me? This is Terminator Dark Fate Defiance. I'm just going to have a quick look at. Galciv 4 is so different. So Galciv is so different than 1, 2, or 3. Yes, it is. It really goes back to 2 more than 3. That's why I'm finding those comments, even from people who played the game a lot, the negative comments is really sort of there. Now, Sci-Fi Snob is saying, hey, what am I, chopped liver? Did I miss a comment from yours? Okay, yeah, sorry, way up there. You said, I've been watching the game. It seems ho-hum. I'm interested as to what makes it so good. This is Dark Fate, I'm guessing. Yeah, I'll try to show this one, actually, so you can sort of see what it's like. Joe Perez is saying, Battle Mode has some excellent recent videos with his views regarding game mechanics worth watching. Yeah, he's Battle Mode sort of has been like a games journalist. He's worked with Explorminate, so he has a pedigree, a gaming pedigree. His negatives, that's his positives. His negatives are, no, I'm only joking. But no, it's fun because I can, Battle Mode and I can sort of slag off at each other, and it's all very good humour, which is good fun. So yeah, it's sort of, as I said before, we do communicate a lot outside of actual live streams and things like that as well. So there's a lot of communication that sort of goes on between us with that one through there. So Wiggly's saying, wait, is a second Battle Mode is British? I knew it was too good to be true. Joke's not as good if you have to explain it, says Sci-Fi Snob. Okay, so Sci-Fi Snob saying there's a reference to me being a YouTuber as well. It was a joke. Oh, okay. It's just that, like Battle Mode and I, literally, we talk nearly every day, basically. So that's So sort of and as I said, we talk much more out of the gaming than in the gaming. So anyway, let's get into it. We're just going to go through. So with Terminator Dark Fate Defiance, We Are Legion. I've got the We Are Legion. I'll just change the campaign back to the standard game. So we'll just move back to the base game, which is where you're playing as the humans. And this one does then open up the multiplayer aspect. Yeah, so I very rarely look at gaming videos on YouTube, to be honest. It's sort of like I tend to watch history and stuff like that. I very, very rarely look at gaming videos. Anyway, let's just go to skirmish mode, and we'll just go and play. We do have an army manager now, which is new. So the army manager allows us to build up different forces. If we go into play, so these are the different maps. If I do a bridges 1 versus 1, this is like a small map. If we just go to create game, and so in this case, you've got different aspects of the way it sort of then works. So you've got like team 1. I don't know if I can choose Legion here. So I can actually choose Legion to go up against, well, the Founders. There will be another one as well, I think, coming in as well at some point. And so in this case, we can go in as Legion. Some of these have got like blueprints, which means that they've been enhanced. And so for the blueprint models, and it's if I just go to start game, difficulty medium, I'll just go and get it started. But it's a beautiful looking game, the way it sort of does work, like, as you can sort of see with models and so on and so forth. And the way that these games work is that you've got like an energy level that you need to sort of have your forces come in with spending the energy. So you need to sort of go and capture things to get more energy. Press any keys. So in this case, we have to go through. You can see there that we don't have the energy to bring in a tank, so we can't actually bring tanks in at this point in time. We only have 3,000 command points. That's what they're calling the energy. And so in this case, we're not going to be wanting to get any of these carrier platforms. There's a whole lot of different stuff, as you can sort of see through here, with different blueprints. I think that's because of what I've been playing and saving, like with the way I've been playing. The spiders are like, and if I click on these different things, they may have like a different type of. This has got a 20mm cannon. This one here has only just got like a light cannon. So you've actually got different slots that can then come back through as well. Some of them have got MRLS systems, so rocket systems, back and through there as well, with different sort of amounts that then sort of cost. This one's got a different one again, an anti-tank guided missile launcher. So, but these can't actually heal themselves up. If I go back up to the tanks themselves, again, have got different sorts of. This has got like a heavy plasma cannon, which is actually very, very powerful. But you can then go and ramp things up. Like if I go to one of the more expensive tanks, like this one here, you'll see that this one is decked out with a 155mm cannon, but it's also then got all these different things to get smoke grenade launchers, the firing rate upgrades, reactor explosion abilities, speed upgrades, and ammo capacity upgrades. So this one here itself can actually bring in a lot of firepower, but it costs a lot more than the standard 4,800. And so other ones will then have like varying things, like with different slots, different abilities. So and you can ultimately you can design these up yourself and have what you want to have come in with the various sort of sets. But in this case, we just can't afford any of those. Carrier platform, as you can sort of see through there, the basic carrier platform is like a transport, so it can sort of bring different things through. It's got a heavy cannon slot with twin light plasma cannons back on top. As we bring in other ones, this one has then got the weaponry has now been changed, and in the other side through this other area. Carrier platform down there, which is fairly cheap. And if we just go down, we only got 3,000 to spend. There's all the spiders. I can click on these as well, just to sort of go through the various aspects. Like that's supply. That's a supply group. This is the spiders back and through here. This is the infantry. So we have a lot of different types of infantry now. The way I'd be wanting to play this one would be to bring in the homunoculi are the basic Terminator groups, And so these come in typically, like if you have a look at the standard old one, which costs 650, these come in essentially just with a squad of 5 of the Terminators with a plasma assault rifle is what it actually brings in. When we look at the next lot coming back through, they've also then added in the SMAW rocket launcher, and so the 5th unit then ends up being able to sort of take the rocket launcher with them. There'll be other ones as well. What does that one have? That one's pretty much the same. They're a bit cheaper. I'm not sure why they're cheaper. But then this one here has got a sniper rifle as well as the rocket launcher. So they become bigger squads over time, like with what they end up having. So the homunoculi, these are very, very slow moving. If you use these, you really do need to use carrier platforms as well. So if you're going to be using these to take things, they don't heal up as well. At the bottom of these, we then get the Rev 6s. The Rev 6s you can see are 2,200. These are just 3 units, and the base unit just comes in with this mounted minigun. And so these are sort of like the high-level, fast-moving Terminators. So at the start, like you can see that these Rev 6s here, 3,400, are armed with plasma heavy machine guns. That one's also got it there as well. These ones here have got the universal special weapon slot with heavy machine gun. Yeah, so that's all that's in that one particular one. Then you've got wolf packs. So there's a whole lot of different sorts of things that you've actually got into here. So if we've got 3,000 command points, this will then improve over time. I'd probably be ending up looking to get like a homunoculi group with a maybe one of these 800s. I'll just throw it in there. I'll throw in 2 of those with the rocket launchers, and then we'll just go back up to a carrier. And so we've got 1,400 left. This one here has got like a cannon. So this one does actually have the light cannon slot for 1,300. This one here is 1,300, but what? It's got a mounted plasma heavy machine gun. This one here has just got like a standard gun mount. So that one there will actually cut through armor. That one there, light cannon. If I go and grab that one there, I'll just go and drag that one across as well to armored transport. So we've now sort of used up most of our command points. If I just go confirm, we'll then sort of start the game, and I'll just pause. So we've got like 15 minutes in through here. So it is completely pausable. And so this is the actual squad that we end up having. And so they've come in on the back end of the map. I'll just go and get them into the area. They're going to embark onto that. And then what we have to do is we have to then go forward and take this area. So we need to sort of control this area. There's some areas we can sort of go into. These are only light protection. That's medium protection. If we can get there, for example, that's light. Light means it's going to collapse pretty quickly. But let's just go and watch what actually happens through here. So they move into the actual vehicle. So taking time. All right, so that's now been loaded in. So we've lost a bit of time there, and you can see there we can have up to 14 units inside the actual vehicle. We've got 10 because there's 5 in each of these groups. We're now going to race forward, and we're going to come screaming into here. So I can actually just go and just tell it to go and sit at that position down through there. So let's just go and tell it to move. It's moving a bit slower than it should. Here it goes. It's got a bit of acceleration now. What's interesting is it's not looking behind it, it's only looking in front of it. Now the enemy's already got to the middle there. They've used something fast. We're trying to get some strength in here. Yeah, they've brought in an M113, and so our engine has now been damaged. And we can heal this one up, playing as these guys. I'm going to take out one of the other units now, and just get them to get off. There we are. They've jumped out the back, and so we now need to get them to kill this thing off. Engine damage through there. chassis damaged. And there we go. It's used its weapon there to destroy that, which is great. This thing has now taken a bit of damage in through here as well. There is armor. Now, actually, I forget how we sort of can see the information. But you'll see there that while this is going through, reserves, we're getting like another 3,000, so bonus 0 per minute because we don't actually have the central area. Let's go and get the last group out and get them into that zone. These take a long time to load in, but let's just go and position them in, say, behind that little slot through there. This one here, now when it's down through this other side, I'm just going to spin it around, just so it's facing the right way, and we're now going to heal it up. And so these have got an ability, they've got 2,000 spare parts, and they've also got ammunition. So all the units themselves have actually got ammunition, with the way that they sort of then go and work things. You can see there we've got 12 high explosive anti-tank guns in through this other side. And so we're coming through and we're doing fairly well in through here. We're now moving into this slot with these hominocular units. And they're now sort of where they are. We can't do a lot with them. We've got different abilities we can sort of add in. Now they've still got this area. I'll just move them across. Yeah, we've now got 3,100. So I can now bring in another group. So I can just go back to my reserves again and start to bring in different forces. Let's bring in a one of the Rev 6s if we can. Yeah, I'll just bring in a basic Rev 6. These actually have their own healing if they can sort of keep out of the fight. So we'll drag them into the infantry section. Still got 900 points left over. I might be able to get myself a spider. Where was they? Yeah, I can just get a basic spider. I'll grab that as well. So I'll just go confirm. Just pause for a second. So these are the Rev 6s. I need to get them down into here as well. So they'll sort of run forward, and the spider as well. I'm just going to get that one to put some pressure on the actual on the middle zone. Maybe just leave it there. There's damage now coming into these guys. So taking slight damage there. You can see that we're injured, like through that. So the units are taking some damage here. There we go. We've now claimed this zone, so now we've now got the control zone, and we're getting a bonus of 60 per minute. Now they will have come through with even more bonuses because they got there first. So we no longer really need to protect it. So let's just go back to here again. Put those guys back there, and what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to move them inside the zone, but keep them off the road. Here comes the spider. Where's the Rev 6s? Here they come. So the Rev 6s are sort of now moving through. It's a pretty cool game actually. It looks great. These don't heal up, but the enemy is now building up. Here they come. So we now got they've brought in their own squad, infantry squad that's now coming back in. We should be able to meet them pretty well with the force that we actually end up having to sort of go and destroy them. The Rev 6s, what we can do as well is you can notice that there's actually weaponry left on the ground. And so these are just basic Rev 6s, but they can pick up the advanced machine gun, and what's the other one that we've got there? A rocket launcher. So I'll go and pick up the rocket launcher using the Rev 6s. So they've only got the basic chain guns at this stage. They'll cut through the infantry very, very quickly. Okay, these guys have now picked up. They still all got chain guns. Okay, run forward, grab that. So now he's got a rocket launcher. So, and now just waiting. And see if we've actually now cleaned off a lot of these as well. So we can sort of pick up the different weaponry on the ground. And as we use the, actually this one here is of no use to us. The high explosive, we've still got heat. So got 2 chain guns there, that's okay. So it's only 1 unit that can actually sort of really go and do anything. So that this one doesn't have that ability. I'm going to bring this one through now into this zone. Okay, we're being attacked down here by a Humvee, and that's not going to go well for us. So I'll get them to use their high explosive. Okay, on fire. Crew's now going to exit the vehicle. So we've taken some damage there, and we've got more coming in this other side. Yeah, so now we've got ourselves a Bradley that we now have to deal with, which is going to be too much for us. This one is healing up because we're now far enough away and we've taken some damage. We can get it to try to take the Bradley out with the high explosive anti-tank. That one I'm going to keep as well, just over that other side. Up to 3,000 again. I can start to save these for a tank. So we're controlling this so far. There we go. Reload system has now been damaged on the tank. You can sort of see the damage that's been done to it. This is a much stronger vehicle than what we've had before, but all of these will actually be able to now do damage to this. So they'll all target this. There we go, another cannon going in. It does have better weaponry from the front. We've now lost 2 units for this Terminator section. The old homunoculi are still actually doing fairly well. Let's get rid of that one. And this one here is now losing damage here, but we can't heal these. But we can, this one here we can heal up. So we'll just go back and heal that one up. Missed us. There goes a rocket. Okay, engine destroyed. Crew member down. So this is now suffering a lot. It won't last much longer. Chassis damaged in here. This one here, we're down to 8 weaponry through this other side. It's now on fire, so they're now expanding their vehicle. They're trying to heal it, and we're just now killing them off. They've come in this side as well, so there's another way for them to get across this other side. So we're now seeing there's units that have come in through this other side to then attack us. This group won't heal. Once a unit actually dies off, that's the end of it. Now we're up to 6,000. Let's see if we can now bring in a tank. So the tanks, yeah, we can sort of get a lot of these tanks. This one here has got repair speed, firing rate, speed upgrade, and smoke launcher. So we'll bring one of these across. Confirm. These are very, very strong. So I'll bring that up into the front line. Just take a long time to get there. That's all. So this is where the humans are now. They've given themselves the order to crawl into the zone, and so our homunoculi can't do that. They basically are, all we have with them is just to sort of walk around and do stuff. The Rev 6s, the one that's left has taken some damage. It's only got the chain gun left, and you can see there that the other chain guns will be left on the ground here somewhere. The other weaponry that we've actually dropped, I think. So I'll just go after the infantry. The infantry are easier for us to kill off than nearly anything else. This one up as well. So we've still got infantry that came from the from that Humvee. Yeah, they'll be bringing more enemies in. What have we got this time? Got ourselves another M113. That's not going to last long. That's pretty weak. In reality, once this tank gets there, it's sort of game over for them, really. So we're getting we're getting a bonus here. Yeah, that engine has now been sort of destroyed. It's destroying this cover as it comes in, and it just missed. The tanks are great against vehicles. Bang! There it goes. So the tank is yeah. So it's got limited things it can do through here. Oh, here we go. They've brought their own tank in. So we need to get that tank done before they bring it in. The Abrams are going to be a tricky one for us. This one here is not going to be able to do anything. So I'm going to now move it off because it really is going to be it's not going to survive this. We've got 3,900. Let's just go back out to reserves again and just go and pick ourselves up a supply. I'll just bring that one in. Confirm. And I'll just get this one set up in behind the tank. And so this one you then unlock, and it will then sort of resupply the tank with ammunition. But hopefully we survive this. It's not focused on us. Oh, that's great. We destroyed their main gun, so their main gun is now out of action, which means we now have a big advantage. And it's now it's on fire. The crew is exiting the vehicle, and so this vehicle, we've been able to take out that Abrams tank very, very effectively. What I can do now is just reverse back up again. Actually, I might just leave it there for a second. I'll just let it have one more crack at it. There we are, and then we'll just reverse back up. So that way we keep the front facing. If we have a look at where's the information? Because there is actually info on where what the armor is on these things. Because you want to be definitely facing the front with these sorts of weapons. Now he's firing. These are not effective against infantry. So what I'm better off doing here is actually having this unit. I'll just unlock it, and that's now going to resupply this particular vehicle. By the way, you can sort of see the ranges if you sort of then click over the top of different things. So we've got more enemies selected back down through here. So we have to keep this thing back out of the way. The original homunoculi are still doing fairly well, so they haven't really taken any real damage. And we're in control of the centre, so we're sort of we're doing okay here. So they're going to be building up. We're up to 5,000. I could bring a second tank in soonish if I need to, or bring in a group of Rev 6s. So now that we've actually got this thing now resupplying this tank, the tank is now nearly up to the this is plasma rounds, so sort of almost there, which is good. Anyway, I won't keep on playing, but you get the idea. So it's a very, very cool game. This one here, I could see, and that's just the skirmish mode. The actual campaigns are quite difficult as well, and they're quite engaging. So anyway, I'll just go back out to the main menu. We won't keep on playing it because I'm running out of time. I'm going to have to do the marble run straight away, guys. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to read any more comments. I get so engaged with that game. I really enjoy it a lot. Exit Windows. But there's some really good, cool things coming with this game, with the open world, which I can't wait for that. Absolutely cannot wait. So let's go and get the marble run set up. I'm not going to be able to. If you don't get in when it's time, guys, I'm sorry. I'm not going to have time to dilly dally. So this is actually to get Distant Worlds. Of course, you can still be in it. Is that Nightbot? Is it the one I'm playing with? Yeah, it should be Nightbot. that's no good. Sorry, guys. I'm not going to be able to do it today. Yeah, sorry about that. It's I'm going to have to do all the logins and stuff, and I don't want to go through all that stuff. So unfortunately, we're not going to have time to go through all of that today. So I can read a few more comments. I've got about 10 minutes. Yeah, so unfortunately that's not going to be all that good for us. Yeah, so just go back and read some of the comments. And so no marble run today, unfortunately. So yeah, that's a shame. God, they keep on changing things. Like Nightbot did change it just recently, but it still worked. It still just opened up automatically. For whatever reason, it's now locked me out, I think. Yeah, that's very, very frustrating. Hugh David saying Gal Civ 4 is a great game, and I've enjoyed playing the game. On the reviews, 3 or 4 are recommending the game, so that's still quite good. Yes, no, it's still good. It's just I would have expected it to be in the 80%. And he's on YouTube today, so Cygnus, yes. With ChatTactic, I just do it on and the reason I don't stream that onto Twitch is because if I then did the marble run, it would be so easy for me to do it on Twitch. I wouldn't have to do any of the stuff on YouTube, and it would actually get very, very confusing for people if they were on Twitch and I was then trying to do something with just YouTube. So it would actually be a nightmare. So that's why I don't do it, because I do like that system of being able to using the marble run to actually do the giveaway if I can get Nightbot to work. Unfortunately, that's how we get the names coming through. Sci-Fi Stomper saying plasma cannon in the 40 megawatt range. I've got no idea. Can't afford it. I blame Trump. There we go. Rita's saying hi Daz, hi chat. Daz, have you tried Lines of Battle? It's not on Steam. No, I haven't. I don't know that one. Okay, so just get past that conversation. So it's just going to skip on through those. Men of War, I do have it, but I haven't played it really. So I haven't really played that one much at all. So yeah, sorry guys. No marble runs. Yeah, maybe we'll do something special next week. I just slept in today, so that's why I'm a bit late. And also it's supposed to be yesterday, but I've got another stream. I think very, very early tomorrow from memory. I think I'm playing Scramble, which has now got Scramble's now got the multiplayer into it. And Richard York and I played a multiplayer game on the Slytherin channel yesterday, which was really good fun. Actually, it was very, very cool. To actually play against an actual human. Like, it's quite different. So we had a great time. Like, he absolutely smashed me. Like, he actually, Richard's, and everyone's got their own way of playing. I normally, if I'm playing against the AI, I'll wait until I'm really, really behind the enemy before I sort of unleash. Whereas Richard's very, very fast player, and he just unleashes his bullets all over the place. And he very, very first turn, he managed to rip one of my planes apart almost. Like, it was still operational, but only just. And it was really, really cool though. It was a really fun time. And then it took us a bit of time in the end. But I'm a slow player. He's a quick player. So it was it was fun. I hope it was fun to watch if you were watching that one. Yes, we'll do 2 games next week for figure out a different way of doing that one, I think. Okay, so you have a fun beach trip. Yeah, I just go there on my bike. It's only just round the corner really, so it's not very far away. And we've got a beach that's very close to where we are, but it's a dangerous beach. Whereas the beach I go to is more of a touristy beach, and so that's a couple of kilometres away, like a few kilometres, 4 or 5 kilometres, I guess. So on the bike, it sort of takes me about 20 minutes to get there, which is a nice bike ride, and it's good fun. It's sort of enjoyable. It's enjoyable. The waves are better than my local beach, which is good. But I'm saying Dennis clearly hasn't watched Terminator in a long time. I haven't watched that for a long, long time actually. So I know that it's Skynet, but that's was there a comment there somewhere about it? Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. So but I'm saying Richard plays very fast in everything he plays. Watch how long it takes to do a Turning Crusaders book 1 versus me, how long it takes in a multiplayer game. Yeah, I feel bad because I actually, in the end, I had 1 plane. He had 3 planes, and he was still. I could see he was just sitting there waiting for me and I had 1 plane to manage, and it was it was just He's just frantic the way he plays, and I don't like playing that way, to be honest. But it was fun to see the difference with playing a human versus the AI in that actual game, because the AI tends to wait a little bit as well until it knows it can get some shots on you. Whereas Richard sort of does spray and pray from a bit of a distance, and he did very, very well with that approach. Like, he absolutely smashed me in the first it's literally the first turn, but it was good fun. It was then there was one area where I think all three of his planes, both of my planes, all sort of came into the middle at one point. So I'd lost one plane early. I lost another plane because I was looking at the wrong thing on the screen and thought I was actually a couple of 100 meters up in the air, but I was actually on ground level. So I crashed one, and so it left me with one plane. But there was an area where all three planes ended up sort of getting very, very close at one point, which looked really, really good. It's a great looking game as well. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. So sorry if there is no marble run today, but I do have to get going. I did leave it too long playing Terminator anyway, but I couldn't have done it because Nightbot is no longer operational. So I need to sort of go and see what's going on with that one. I'm not sure what's happened with that.